How is everyone this evening? Good. Nice to be a little, okay, we were freezing in here last week and it's a little warm in here tonight, but anyway, they got the heat fixed, so that was great. So, just so glad to see everyone out. I'm really excited about our show tonight. We were just talking earlier. James Brock, everything he's ever come and done with us has been amazing. If he just says, I've got an idea, or would you like this? It's like, sure, come on, let's get a time. And then Chinobay, who is with us for the very first time on the stage, and glad he is here, and I think that this is going to be a really interesting afternoon. Just want to quickly give a few shout-outs. Bob and Lisa Barber, thank you for your donations. We appreciate it very much. They're patrons for us this year, and we really appreciate it. I have two board members here, Ernie Ulmer, Pam Simon Hazel in the, oh, I said that. I must be reverting to our youth. You know, when I had a different name too. Anyway, so good to see them. Glad to have the opportunity to present music here. Appreciate all the people that support us. We have had a menu change, and I think, show of hands, is this a better menu for our snacks? Yes, okay. So if anyone is missing cake or cheesecake, just see Miss Betty or Mary Jane, and we'll rotate them in and out. Anyway, our donations help pay for that, and so, you know, appreciate it very much when you donate, and we could all stand to be a little healthier. So anyway, I'm gonna hush. I got the hint, boys, when there was no mic for me that I should, you know, give it up. But anyway, thank you again for coming out, and I'm going to hand this over to these guys and just relax and breathe and enjoy.
Probably both of them combined. Thank you so much. Thanks for being here. And yeah, so the show is all completely improvised, which is beautiful. So it's wonderful for to see all of you, and thanks for welcoming us and inviting me here to share my music with you, and good to play with you again. Yeah. So I play a lot of different instruments, but I was able to carry just 4 of them today. Everything that I play, actually, I built myself, so I made all of them, which is interesting. So, yeah, it's something that it's just a different way of approaching music, where you create an instrument and you have a sound in your mind and you want it to happen. So you're trying to make it sound like you really want it to sound. So hopefully, yeah, and then, but I'll tell you a little bit more about the instruments if you're interested. Yes. Oh, great. Yeah, so wonderful. I will do that. Thank you. Thank you so much. So this instrument is known as the Endongo, and this is like the great-great-grandfather of blues music. It's one of the most ancient harps that comes from the sub-Saharan region of Africa. If you look at history and you look at the harps that were played in Egypt and Ethiopia and the Sudan, the countries along the river Nile, that's only where you find this instrument. However, in every country, in every tribe, in every community, the instrument has a very specific significance. So in my home country, in Uganda, I'm from Uganda. Yeah, so the Endongo was played only mostly in the palace, and it was played for the purposes of communicating and sending information, because there was a time when there was nothing like schools, DHL, FedEx, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, none of that stuff. But messages had to move still, right? So musicians were extremely, very important. So if you had a message that you had to send across different cities, they used to call the musicians, tell them the message, and they put it in the song, and they go perform the song. That's better than Facebook, actually. Yeah, it's not the same anymore. So, and the Endongo was one of the instruments used specifically for that. When you listen to it, you can hear it has like a buzz, a distortion. So it's because of the hide, the scales from the skin. This is the skin of it's a monitor lizard. We have lizards that small, and we have lizards that small. Yeah. This is one of those that is extremely poisonous, so you have to be very careful. Yeah, today morning I was doing a workshop in Greenville, and the kids were like, "Did you catch the lizard?" Because when I told them I made the instrument, they were more interested to know how I got the lizard. Yeah, you never know how to answer that. Anyway, so, and when the strings vibrate along the hide, they create that distortion. Yes, so we had the distortion in Uganda way before Jimi Hendrix had it. And this was without the pedals. It was from the, anyway.
tugesinja kusemezimisa konangwe kangalinamo
Thank you so much. Yeah, and this is actually among all the instruments. This one, I built it a long time ago in 1999. And I've never changed the hide. Yeah, the skins can be they're very tough, like when you put it on, it can stay on the instrument for a very long time. Yeah, they're different from the cow hide, the goat hide, the weather, but the lizard hides are they stretch out and they almost like become very tough. So they stay, and I've been to 75 countries playing music around the world. So this instrument has traveled, I think, more than a lot of you to many places. Yeah, so, instruments travel places. Then I have the Akogo, which is this one. Some of you have these ones at home, but you don't play them, right? Yeah. This one you played. Yeah. So they that's tuning. Thank you so much. So this is, yeah, like you saw, you kind of only use your thumbs, just like you're texting, right? Let's do that. That's the closest example I can give.
How did you know I didn't play mine?
Yeah, well, yeah, so, you know, you have, so really, to make it, there is what we call the polyrhythms. And this is like, sometimes there is a melody that you hear, but there's a lot of other melodies around it. Then it feels like rainfall or like magic. But it's actually, so usually with two thumbs, you can do so much. There is a bass happening, there is like a melody happening, and then there is like other things happening. And I'll just give you an example, because actually, you can take a very simple melody and build it up, and you put more things in there, but somehow when you close your eyes and listen, you should still be able to hear that melody going. And that's what I think makes most of these instruments very special. There is always like a distinct, simple melody that is kind of ringing, it's going, and that's what glues the music together. I can start that with a melody. Now I feel like I'm doing a workshop. Do you want to know about this? Yeah. Okay. So that is, it can be the simplest melody. That sounds boring, right? Maybe, maybe not. Okay, you don't know. Right? So now I'm gonna play a lot of other things around that, but you should still be able to hear that. That is the idea. And you play other things still with the two thumbs. You hear it, right? Uh-huh. That's good if you hear it. Back to the basics. Yeah. So when the kids are learning to play, you know what they do? Because we learn music in a very informal way. You rarely find a student and a teacher when you go back home in Africa. What happens if you want to learn to play music, they ask you to get your instrument and just join the band. There's really no instruction. And they give you 2 notes or 3 notes, you listen, and you play those forever. Everyone else is playing the complicated stuff. And every day they add 1 note, then 2, then 3. Then after a couple of weeks, most of these kids just pick it up like that. So the more kids listen to music and the more they keep going, the more the music attracts them as well. So usually those simple melodies are very important, because when you're learning to play an instrument, you will look very carefully and you look at a band or a group playing at a party or at a wedding. And if you look very carefully, you'll realize that there's kids there who are not playing nothing much. They're playing 1 note or 2 notes, but they're having so much fun They think they're playing everything. Yeah. So, great. Actually, they think they're playing everything, but they're playing just those two notes, and they do that. You find that with drumming, you find it with all the instruments, and that's how they learn to actually make music. So you pick up the simplest melody, you take it, and build on that. Yes.
mikwano gyo balikuusa abe wammwe bananoonya mikwano gyo balikuusa Sherry, I love your smile. Show me your smile. Katingala basungo, atiala bamugo, kaningala babamu, kalali bibomba. Katikala lamungo, kanala la lusungo. Sherry, Sherry, I love your smile. Sherry, Sherry, show me your smile.
All right. Thank you so much. Yes, so this is known as the Kora. It's 21 strings. I broke one, so I have 20, so don't count them. I haven't fixed, I broke that string like 5 years ago. Too lazy to put it back. It's the last one down there, so I'm like, well, yeah. But it should be 21. So 20 plus 1. And so it's put together by, it's all tension. Basically, the skin is from the cow hide. It looks this way at the front. If you look very carefully, you just make 2 cuts there and push this through, make another cut there, push this through, make 1 cut here, 1 cut here on the hide, push this through, put a hole down here, a hole up here, put this through, and then put a bridge, then put strings, and then play music. You just built a Kora in 30 minutes. Yeah, that's pretty much, this is fishing line. Yeah, traditionally they use strings made from cowhide and gut, but when you travel from somewhere, I live along the equator in Uganda, where it's really either raining like clouds are falling down. It's like rain's really hot, or very hot. And then you fly somewhere in Iowa, it's like the strings don't like that, the hides don't like that. Especially one time we flew to Iowa in January for a concert, and you're flying we get on a plane from Uganda in shorts and sandals because it was so hot. And then the flight is like going to Iowa. People looked at us like we're like crazy. Yeah, and yeah, I think we were. So now we have to think about where we are going, not where we're coming from, Yeah. Anyway, the instruments change, so the fishing line still changes, but it's a little bit more stable. But basically, this is we call this the kabasa in Uganda. It's a type of gourd, you know. It's like squash, like a pumpkin. You literally plant it and you harvest it. How beautiful is that? You don't have to, it's not like Martins or Taylor where you have to steam the wood and bend it and do all those fancy things, you know. You plant a seed, you take it out. Yeah, no, it's all cool, it's all fine. Yeah, but that's actually what happens. So, and from one, you make how many koras? You make two, right? Exactly, because you split it and then you have two halves. This is just the half. So when you go like to Africa, you see like thousands and thousands. You walk into it's not like warehouse, like a building, and it's like these fruits are stuck from top to bottom, you know, and yeah, that's literally what it takes. It takes about 5 months to grow to this size, but sometimes they're like that size. If you look at other koras, my kora is very small. They can really be big. So the bigger it is, the more resonance you have. And you literally wrap the cowhide while it is still wet. You still see the dry marks here, right? Yeah, and then put it under the sunshine for about 3-4 hours and literally do what I just told you. You cut, take this through, and assembling this, yeah, takes like 2 hours. So it's not as complicated as it looks. Of course, the calabash takes 5 months to grow. Yeah. But you harvest not one, you harvest like thousands. And then, so back to playing the kora. When you play, you use the 2 thumbs and the 2 index fingers. You know, I feel like playing my music, but you guys really want to know about all this stuff. So I'll tell you, I'll give you a quick lesson. So the left thumb plays the bass, the right thumb plays the melody, the 2 index fingers, they improvise. So you have 3 musicians playing at the same time. 4 actually, and the singer. Yeah. So I'll show you that now. I'll start with the bass. I'll start with the melody. That's the melody. So then I'm going to play the bass, and then after I'll put them together. Those are the 2 thumbs. That's the right one. And the left one. When you have that, now the 3rd part, that is the difficult one. you hear all the parts, right? Yeah. Thank you so much for listening. Yeah, and again, I really appreciate being invited and coming here for the first time, and hopefully not the last time. Yeah, I was playing in Charlotte probably 5 years ago at the Tasco Music Party. I was invited, and that's where I met James. We never played together. I think I was playing before, after him, and we thought it would be a good idea one time to get together to make music, and that didn't happen until just a couple of, I think, months ago. And then he invited me over to come here today and play with him. So I'm so very thankful for your wonderful reception and for being here. And I hope that this evening is as beautiful as you expected it to be. Yeah, and if you would like to know more about my work, so I'm from Uganda originally, and I've traveled all across the world. I feel very blessed to have been able to be to so many places, but I spend most of my time teaching, working with children, and bringing music education to communities in different countries. And so, because as a child, I learned to play most of these instruments when I was 5 or 4 years old, because growing up in the countryside, where my parents were, teaching kids how to read and write at home. So very, very small town, no electricity, no TV, nothing. But there was a beautiful sense of community. So even though, there was a lot of what people would see as poverty, there was a lot of, social interaction and beauty, which I feel is, almost priceless. It's really important. So as kids, we grew up with this kind of vibrant culture and music and art. Making music at home, going to church, making music. And then at the age of 9, I did my first concert in Netherlands, Europe. I was 9 years old. The story of how I got there, that's complicated. But yeah, on my website you can read about it. But anyway, so since then, so at a very young age, I was playing music for people who didn't look like me. I was in Europe 4 months, living in a host family in Netherlands, Germany, and Belgium. So, feeling like, I was in a different home. So from a very young age, I knew that music would be, for me, a way to, to reach different people, make friends, and bridge, the world. So that has been true to today. So, and then life brought me here to North Carolina. Settled here with my family, not far from here, in Rutherfordton, actually. So I moved here during the pandemic because we were looking for a place where we can find a sense of community, small town. And again, after making music in big cities, Paris, Barcelona, London, and everywhere, Buenos Aires, I have 3 daughters. I wanted to go in a place where we can ride bikes, go to the neighbors, have fun, play. Pretty much how we grew up, and then we found ourselves here. So, and then now I met James, and now, I enjoy to kind of come to small towns and make music and bring global culture to those places. And so that's why I feel grateful, because a lot of this music, plays all over the world, but it would almost never come to places like this. So for me to be able to do that, I really feel very thankful for you for inviting me. And that's how, I guess, how I ended up here today. Yeah, and then in Rutherfordton, North Carolina, we run, a non-profit that basically supports children, and we bring music education for children to kids who are struggling in different ways, and giving them a sense of purpose, a sense of community, learning music and dance. And then we curate tours where we bring musicians, young artists from Africa, into the schools in North America to allow, schools in small towns access this kind of stuff. And so as an educator, I feel it's important to provide that for children, and to bring culture and community here. So, yeah, someone asked me to talk about myself. That's the best I can say. I always prefer to just play music, but yeah, thank you for asking me to do that. Thank you. Yeah. I don't know. Want to say something? Feel like I'm the only one saying everything. So.
Y'all know what these are, right? Or no? All right, so these are, I actually didn't make these. I picked these up at Big Lots on the way over here. And, but they're called Udu. It's spelled U-D-U, and it basically it means pot. It's they originated in Nigeria, and you can see they've got this little hole in the side here. And traditionally, they were like the water carrying jug. You know, you'd go down to the river and you'd fill it up. You know, and so the hole allows for the air to, you know, pass through so that you can pour the water out, or you know, or fill it up, or vice versa. Excuse me. And you know, these are made out of clay, and when there's nothing inside, there's no water or anything. Although they kind of have that water drop kind of sound. But yeah, when you take your, like, the meat of your hand, you know, and you push air through the pot, it fills up and expands, and then it pushes out of the bell here, giving you this nice, warm, low tone. And so, you know, different sizes, you know, expand either greater or smaller, and they give you, like, this one's smaller, so it kind of has a higher tone. You know, this one's like this. And then when you pull your hand away, it sort of creates this vacuum, and the air that was forced out is now kind of sucked back up into the thing, and it gives you like this different note. So you might have this kind of thing, you know, so it kind of gives you like a higher note. And so you're able to kind of play with that, you know, between those two. You know, and then you can kind of like hit the sides and stuff. You know, they have different, this one kind of has like almost like a note to it, you know. This one's kind of dry, you know, this one kind of has this bright kind of slappy sound. And yeah, and so you just you make music. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, you know, I know most of you guys. I know y'all know me as well, so I won't go too deep into all that. But yeah, it was a pleasure being here, and you know, huge pleasure playing with my friend here. I think it's like the 4th time we played together, you know, and you know, we just, yeah, you know, we. Thank you, yeah. Yeah, we just sit down and, you know, make music together. There's no plan. He knows what he's doing. I sort of know what I'm doing, and we just kind of figure out how to do it together, you know. And it's enjoyable. Like, you know, it hits here. So yeah. Yeah. We'll hang out for a few, and yeah. Oh yeah. Chad's here next week.
He calls it his next week. He calls it a recital. So it's original material, and then he's been taking Celtic fiddle lessons.
Oh wow. Yeah. Awesome.
Take us out, Jack.
Cool. Yeah. You want to do a little short one and one more? Yeah.
Okay, thank you again for being here. And, Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much.